Hello everyone, back again here. Gonna go for another round here of the Pokemon type favorites and whatnot. So I left off with electric and grass, so let's try to do some water here. For water, I like Blastoise. For alligator, Swampert. Not so much Empoleon. I've only used him like once recently, and it wasn't my style. Samurott, I like him a lot. I used him pretty recently. Greninja, I like him a lot. It's my style. Primarina, I like it. And Inteleon, used it quite a few times and like it. Vaporeon, I use him when I can. Let's see, Quagsire, I use him on Coliseum usually, if I can. Let's see, XD. I like Gyarados when I get to use it. Usually I have a water type or something or another that keeps me from using it. I don't know if they have red or not. They're stopping, so I'm going. So, Gyarados. I think he's a physical attacker. Most water moves that you'd think of are special. So, usually you rely on Aqua Tail and Waterfall, that kind of thing. You can get Dragon Dance, which are real nice. He's got decent coverage. He's got Earthquake. He's 4 times weak to Electric. So, the Earthquake is good for coverage. You can get Ice Fang, which is good for grass coverage. Dragon coverage, flying coverage, that kind of deal. Mantine, I know you can get on Coliseum. I don't really remember using him that much, maybe like once. Pretty sure he's got something really good in defenses. Octillery, I know you can get him if you work hard enough on Coliseum. I don't really have him. They give it to you so late, basically into the 3rd or 4th area, and by that time the Remoraid is only level 20 and you're at least 30s. So I don't know that I went out of my way to use him at all, if not it wasn't recent. So there's that situation. Let's see. I usually use Swampert on my Generation 3. If I don't, usually Ludicolo is a good one I like. Pelipper I've used before. I've used Floatzel, I've used Gastrodon, I like both of them. Sometimes Floatzel is a little bit lackluster, I think. I used Gastrodon on my Brilliant Diamond first playthrough. He was pretty good. 4 times weak to grass. He gets the ice coverage, which is nice. A lot of water types get ice coverage. Generation 5, if it's not Samurott, it's Simipour, sometimes Seismitoad. Both of them I've used, like to a degree. Jellicent, I don't think I've really used much through a game, if I recall. I used a Kingdra, or Seadra. That was a water type that I forgot about. He was pretty good. Haven't really used Tentacruel much. Haven't used Kingler much. I've used Golduck before. He's okay. He's decent enough. There's so many water types. I'm trying to remember some of them. Wailord, never really used. I've used Suicune, usually through Coliseum. You get him at a decent enough time. I think he is the 2nd of the 3 dogs you get, yep, from Venus. Water. There's Slowbro and Slowking. I don't know that I've used either of them that much. Which Slowbro got that Mega Evolution, and Slowking, all of them I think got the Galarian form, which is cool. Barraskewda, I don't remember if I've used him before, but I heard he's pretty good because he's really fast. And I missed my turn. Let's see. After Barraskewda, there is... Don't go with Barraskewda. Go with Lumineon. Never really used it. I can think of. Quillfish. Never really used. I like Kyogre a lot. He's maybe one of my favorites of all time. Definitely one of my favorite waters. Let's see. I know there's a bunch I can't think of. That's the rough part. I think water's the most common type. There's Seaking. Never really used it. I can think of. Crawdaunt, I don't remember if I've used him before. Sharpedo I've used before. It's pretty decent. Gate is up. Why is the gate up? Let's see here. Generation 5. I named quite a few of those. Swanna, I don't think I've really used. Starmie, I don't think I've really used, but I heard he's really good in like most games, so I need to try him out. As for any others that come to mind, Generation 5 onwards, Barraskewda, using Talion, Generation 8. Oh, Wishy-Washy I liked quite a bit, especially when he got to the school form. It was pretty cool. His stats went up. He's like half health or something. There's Lantern, I don't think I really used. Sorry, I'm thinking here about some of the later Pokemon generations. Because I know there's more. I know there are plenty more that I can't think of at the moment. Milotic, never really used. The water ground guy. Wishcash, never really used. What else? What else? There's Wishcash. There's the water rock guy. There's Caracosta, never really used that I can think of. There's Omastar, another one I don't really remember using. think that probably covers water types, because I can't think of too many more. They come to me, they come to me. As for the next type, fire. I like Charizard, Typhlosion, Blaziken, Infernape, Emboar, or Delphox, Incineroar, and Cinderace. They're all pretty good. Like them all for their power, speed, defense, whatever they really have to bring to the table. I like Houndoom, I like Flareon, even though Flareon has really weird stats or whatever. He's inverted where he's supposed to be a special attacker and he's a physical attacker, I do believe. Just use Infernape, so that's the one on my mind. Generation 3, there's Camerupt, I've used him, and you got a Mega, pretty cool, it's pretty good. Torkoal, I don't know if I've used him recently, use an option on there. Magcargo, I don't really remember using. Semi-Seer, I've used, not too bad I guess. At least enough to get me through the game. Entei, I've used him on Coliseum. I usually use Houndoom if I don't have Flareon and XD. Magmortar. Never really used. I can think of. Let's see. Darmanitan, I think I've used him before. I think he was okay. She has another form, the Zen mode. Talonflame, used him, pretty decent. Pyroar, another one that's pretty decent, used him. It's been a little while since I played some of these games. I'm trying to recall all of them. As for Generation 7 and 8, if I didn't use Cinderace, I had, Sizzlipede. He's pretty good. I like him quite a bit. I used him on my first run. Then I actually had one traded over, so he was like really overpowered. I think he's like 92 or something right now. I haven't got him to 100 yet. Okay. Fire. Said Entei. Reshiram. I don't mind Reshiram too much. He's pretty good. I'm trying to think of legendaries and whatnot. Heatran. I don't overly remember using him all that much. I'm not sure why I'm struggling here. Rapidash, when the fire form, he's pretty good. Arcanine, he's one of my favorite fires. I get him on either Fire Red or Leaf Green. Heart Gold or Soul Silver, exclusive on both of those. Black and White 2. Red, Blue, Yellow. Yeah, he's definitely one of my favorites. I'm trying to go through all the legendaries and the starters like every time, but sometimes I miss some. Are there any more that come to mind? Not overly. Okay, so for the next type, let's go with Psychic. I think Psychic has a really good type. They've got a lot of good Psychic types. A lot of dual typings that are good. A lot of legendaries. So obviously there's Mewtwo, there's Mew, there's Deoxys, Latios, Uxie, Mesprit, Elf. All those are good. And I think Lunala's part Psychic. Gardevoir's one of my all-time favorites. Gallade pretty good. I'm not sure which ones they changed to part Psychic. There's Grumpig, I don't really remember using. There's, oh man, Alakazam, he's really, really strong in like every single game. What else? Espeon is one of my favorites. Use him all the time on Coliseum and XD, especially Coliseum because you get him right at the beginning, and he's like the best Pokemon to use pretty much early on in the game. Generation 3. There's Medicham. I've used him quite a few times. It's pretty good, or at least a few times. He has the Mega Evolution. I don't really remember if I've used the Mega Evolution too much. There is Musharna, he's okay, I used him before. There's Swoobat, used him before, pretty decent. Sigilyph, another one used before, pretty decent. Generation 4, there's Bronzong. Used him, he's pretty decent. Actually, I don't know if I have used him. I was thinking of Dusclops. Psychic. I said like all three of the Psychic ones from Generation 3 or 5 that I can remember. Generation 6. The Megas. Grumpig, Gallade later on, Celebi. I don't remember really using Celebi. Victini. I haven't used Victini a whole lot. Oh, Xatu. I've used Xatu before for sure. Not too bad. Used him on XD. As for other ones, Generation 7, it's eluding me for some reason. There's a Psychic type that I used. Unless they let you reuse like Alakazam or something along those lines. Generation 8. I don't know what the Galarian Ponyta is, so I can't say for that one. Mr. Mime, never really used, or the Evolution. Um, Generation 8. I don't. Yeah, she was a fairy, though, right? Yeah, she had fairy typing, I think. Not psychic. I don't know if that Hatterene was part psychic or not, but I don't think I used it before. Yeah, I think it's time to go on to the next type. Let's go for fairy. I'm going to say Xerneas is really good. I like his Horn Leech. I heard Geomancy is a pretty good move. I don't really use it. I think he gets Moonblast or Dazzling Gleam pretty good. Obviously Gardevoir. There's so many fairies that I haven't used. Clefable I think was reclassified as fairy. I don't think I've used it since it got reclassified. I don't know about Wigglytuff if it got reclassified. If I didn't say Sylveon, I like Sylveon quite a bit. It's kind of a pain to get on some of them. I'm trying to remember all the psychic types are fairy. The Galarian Rapidash is very good. He's one of my favorites on my playthroughs. Fairy. I'm trying to think of even the park fairies that I remember. Fairy. Those are the few fairies that I could think of without holding up time too much. We have Dark. I think Sableye's part Dark. Houndoom. Absol, pretty good. All pretty good. Umbreon I've used. He's good on Coliseum because he can take so many dang hits. That's real good on that game because you need something in battle. You can set up Confuse Ray and status type moves. Other than Coliseum, I don't love him. Incineroar's part Dark. Dark. I think Spiritom's part Dark. Dark Ghost. Don't really remember using it. Other Dark. Mega Gyarados is part Dark. Don't remember if I've really used him much. Sharpedo. Shiftry. Sharpedo, Shiftry. Hydreigon. I like Hydreigon. Man, Dark. I'm trying to think of like reclassified as Dark Pokemon. Just in general, some Dark ones. Groudon, I believe, is part Dark. Like I said, I don't really remember using it. Struggling to think of Dark types. I just kind of came around to using Dark types fairly later on. I like Crocodile. He's part Dark. I used him on Alpha Sapphire pretty recently that I traded over. I think that was the Empoleon team with, yeah. I think I had Embor on there too. What else? Can't really think of Generation 1. Generation 2 was when they came out. Generation 3 was Shiftry. Sableye, if I have that correct. Generation 4, Dark. And there's Absol in Generation 3 as well. Generation 4 was... There's no Dark Gym Leader. I guess that's Sharpedo, Generation 3. Speaking of legendaries, I think some legendaries are dark. Usually Pokemon have dark type coverage, Crunch or Bite. So that usually covers that whole situation. Mightyena, I never really used. Obstagoon, I believe he's part dark. He was really good first playthrough. I know there's another dark that I've used on Sword and Shield. I can't remember which one it was. Generation 7 was Incineroar. Can't think of Generation 6's dark Pokemon. Okay, let's go to a different type. As for Bug, the first one I thought of were Heracross. I like him a lot. There's Pinsir, I don't really remember using. Scizor, especially with the Mega, I used post-game and battled through the Battle Resort or whatever on Alpha Sapphire, Mega Ruby. Let's see. Bug. Leavanny, I said, never really used Butterfree or Beedrill. I think Vigavolt is part Bug, which that's another one for Electric if it's Bug Electric. And then there was the other Bug type. I can't think of its name. Another Electric type was Galvantula that I forgot is part Bug. I do believe. Volcarona, he's one of my favorites. Bug and Fire. So that's another one I forgot. And I have my game up here, and now I'm trying to organize some of these Pokemon that I forgot. And then come back to them. Bug. There's Masquerain. I don't remember using it that much. I believe Yanma's a bug. Yanma and Yanmega. Don't really remember using it. I had to look at that. Vespiquen I have used. Quite good. Like him quite a lot. Bug. I use Ariados. He was pretty decent. Never used Beautifly or Dustox, really. I know there's another bug. I can't think of it. It's Vikavolt, and then it's the other one. He's defensive. It's like Charger... No, not Charger Bug. That's Vikavolt. The one on Sword and Shield. For some reason, I can't think of the name. Wow, here's someone I forgot. Either way, those are the ones that come to mind. Let's do Ghost. So I have Gengar, I like him a lot. I've used Dusclops. I don't know that I really use Dusknoir that much. Ghost. Said Sableye, Spiritomb. Like I said, there's going to be some other ones that I forgot that I'm putting together on Platinum here. So hopefully I get back into looking into this, because there are some Pokemon I've definitely used that I kind of forgot about that I have on here. So I'm putting them in a box together, hopefully to remember if I see it again. On Ghost. I believe Dragapult's a Ghost. He's pretty good. Misdreavus, Mismagius, never really used. Later Ghosts I can't think of at the moment because I only have Platinum in front of me, and Platinum only has up to Generation 4. I know she used Sableye, Dusclops. There's Frostlass, but I don't remember if I've ever really used that. There's Golurk, Ghost and Ground. Don't really remember using him. Banette, I might have used it before. I think it was kind of decent if I used it. So those are some of the Ghost ones I can think of. There's no evolutions, no starters that I know of. There's Decidueye, but like I said, I don't remember Decidueye too much being used. There's Cofagrigus, never really used it. I can think of. Alright, let's go on to Poison. I'm thinking of Arbok, haven't really used. Weezing, never really used. Scolipede, I think I used it maybe once, and I think it was decent. There's Skuntank, I just used him, he was pretty decent, what I remember. Poison. Crobat, it's one of my favorites. I like to use him when I can. Usually I'm using another poison type. There is other ones I can think of. Tentacruel, which I said. I don't think I've really used him. Another dark I forgot was Weavile. Don't overly remember using Weavile. Oh, Poison, okay. Poison. Yeah, I don't think I really use a whole lot of poison, so that's why I can't really think of them. I think Qwilfish is poison, which I never really used. So let's go on to the next typing of ground. I like Sandaconda a lot. Sword and Shield. Crocodile. Rhydon, I used him a lot post-game. Another dark type I forgot was Tyranitar. Really like Tyranitar. Hopefully elaborate on some of these later. Ground. Golem, I don't really remember using. think Steelix might be Steel and Ground. I don't think I used him. Ground types. So many Pokemon get the Earthquake coverage, so I don't know if I've really used a whole lot of ground types. I remember Rhydon. I spammed Rhydon with Salamence and just Earthquake spam since the flying type doesn't get hit by ground. Gastrodon. Of course, I put my book back in. It has all the Pokemon. I'm trying to do these off the top of my head anyways, so that's the fun of it. I'm trying to not hold up the video and whatnot, so I'm trying to switch it up if I can't think of something. Ground, Whiscash, Quagsire. Don't really remember using Whiscash. I've used Quagsire many times. Ground, legendaries. Groudon, one of my favorites. Another Ghost of Giratina. Another Water Respalkia. I like both of them a lot. Excuse me. Let's go over to Rock, Gigalith. I don't remember using it. I remember catching a ton of. I caught a shiny Graveler. Another ground was Gliscor. I don't really remember using too much. Landorus, I used on competitive battling, which everybody did, unfortunately. I used both of them. The Orb and the Focus Sash and the setup crap. That was during Generation 8. I remember seeing a lot of those two. Rock. Kind of the annoying Pokemon they throw out there to you can beat. Nosepass, Probopass, don't really remember. Rock, I believe Magcargo, don't really remember using. The new Arcanine is part Rock. Hisuian, never used. Tyrantrum, he's pretty good. I like Tyranitar, I forgot he's part Rock. Not ground, but Rock. Both of them I really like. Those are two of my favorites. Aggron, I think he's part Rock. He's one of my favorites to use. I can't think of more rocks at the moment. I'm sure they'll come to me as time goes on. Caracos is a rock, don't really remember using. Amistar, a rock, don't really remember using. Let's go for fighting. Fighting, I've used Hitmonchan. I like him a lot. There's Machamp, I don't really remember using him too much. Medicham, already covered him, pretty decent. Blaziken, Fernape, Emboar, I like all of them. Fighting types. Pulling up Brilliant Diamond here. I should have named some of this Pokemon I saw on Platinum. There was Sunkern, Sunflora, I never really used either of those. The Poly family, the Poliwhirl, and Poliwrath. Well, I guess Poliwrath counts here. Don't really remember using. There's Keldeo. Don't really remember using. Fighting. Sock Throw, Conkeldurr, I've used all three, kind of decent each. Hitmontop, use, pretty decent. Don't really remember using Hitmonlee too much. Fighting on the other games. You've got your fighting type in the starters for 3 of them, so that kind of eliminated a lot of fighting types I would have used. Lucario, he's pretty good. Get him on X and Y. I know of. Probably get him on other games. I can't think of at the moment. What fighting has come to mind? I'm kind of scrolling through here to see if I can think of any. This is the game I have the most stuff on. Fighting. Gallade, I said Gallade, he's pretty good. No evolutions. I'm trying to think of some fighting types that were legendary. I know if I looked at a list, I would just say, oh man, I forgot that one, I forgot that one. Crabrawler, he was really good. I like Crabrawler a lot, just from memory. I assume he was halfway decent if I have fond memories of him. I think that pretty much covers the fighting types that I couldn't think of, or that I could think of, whatever, however you want to say it. Next type, I think we'll go with normal, because I only can think of a few, which are Slacking and Snorlax, which are 2 of my favorites. Togekiss, which I forgot was reclassified as Fairy, that'd be one of my top fairies for sure. When he was normal, one of my favorites there. When I get to flying, he'll be one of my favorites there. Gramble was a fairy, reclassified as Fairy, okay. Don't really remember using Granbull anyways. Just something I came across. Another fair bug was Fortress. I think I used him maybe like once, but he on Coliseum or something, but he was only a defensive Pokemon. I'm pretty sure I used him with Dusclops or Dusknoir, which is one of my more defensive teams. And then if I use Umbreon too, holy cow, that's a lot of defense on that team. Hariyama for fighting. Venonat for bug and poison. There's Lickitung, Licky, you don't really remember. Pretty much all the birds are normal and flying, so Doduo, Swallow, Pidgeot, use all three of them. Fearow, Noctowl, use both of those. Dugong was one for water, which hopefully I'll get to with the ice Pokemon. Because I don't expect to get done with all this tonight, so when I get some time, I'll be able to look at some of these, and then if they have a dual typing, do that. And I want to look into the videos I've already done and go through those. There's Linoone for normal, pretty good. I mean, I guess I don't remember using him too much. Kangaskhan I used. I played X and Y, and I didn't have the Absolite. You don't get till post game, and then I didn't get the Kangaskhan, so I had both of those that I could mega, but I didn't get them mega until I beat the game. So that was a little bit of a struggle, I guess, but that was a little bit of a challenge for me. Garchomp would be one for ground if I didn't say it. Skorupi for poison and dark. Carnivine for grass. Don't know if I use Carnivine or not. Chatot, normal flying. Like I said, most of the birds I'm thinking are normal, so those are usually the normal types I used. Bibarel, I don't remember really using. Drifblim for ghost, don't really remember using. If I did. Rock, Rampardos, I just beat the game with that, and he was very good. I don't know if Shieldon is just steel or if it has a secondary type. It'd be more for steel. I don't really remember using him yet. Wobbuffet for psychic. Nickaham, dark. Honchkrow, I just used it. I can include on flying. Jirachi, steel psychic. And I can add that on psychic. The psychic ones. I think that's it for normals that really come to mind. There's Kecleon, I don't remember using him. Claydol I used, that was another psychic. That was one of the Pokemon I was thinking of. Claydol and Dusclops. I used both of those. That was XD, so Fortress, I doubt I used that. But I think you could. That would be nasty, though, if you made a team of Dusclops, which is just Ghost, and then Psychic Ground with Claydol, Umbreon, which is dark, and then what was the other? Fortress, which is Bug and Steel, which I don't believe any of those are the same types, so that's kind of crazy. A couple other bugs are Illumise and Volbeat. Don't remember using either. There's Chimecho and Chingling. Don't remember using those for Psychic. For Rock and Psychic, Solrock and Lunatone. Don't remember using. And I have a lot of Pokemon I've been trying to get around to using one of these days. I have them on my other games that I need to evolve and move around in the games. Tropius, Grass Flying, I don't really remember using, but on the old games, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, he was good for flying, cutting, HM type things. Delcatty for normal. I don't think I used him too much. Ursaring for normal, I used him, he was pretty good. Zangoose, I don't remember if I used him, but I think he's pretty good. Trying to pick my next type here. Let's just go with flying. I'm trying to think of some flying types. There's Rayquaza. He's one of my favorites. There's, I think, Tornadus and Landorus. I like them, especially Landorus because I've actually used him. Delibird, never really used for flying. Shuckle for bug and rock, which I already covered both. Don't really remember using him. I've used the same guy so many times it gets kind of old where I don't want to keep using them. Dunsparce are normal, don't really remember using him. Furret, never really used. Ledian for bug and flying. I don't think he's very good. I haven't used him that I recall. Yeah, hopefully these next videos will be a lot more to the point and not so much thinking during the video, even though the point of it is to be fairly random. Tauros for normal, Ditto for normal. Don't think I've used either one of them for any type of real serious battle. Eevee for normal. Only the Let's Go one was really good. Flying Archeops for rock as well. I think he's pretty decent, even though his ability I think hurts him or something like that. But his stats are really strong. Stronger than starter evolution, I believe, 567. Or I could be wrong. Maybe that's the number of him. I think that's his number, not his stat line. There's Staraptor for normal and flying, pretty good. I've used him. He gets the fighting coverage for ice and normal and rock coverage, steel. So that's pretty cool. Off the top of my head, obviously. I'm running through here to think of some. Because I've got some down. I've got Primate for fighting. I think I've used him before. I think he's decent enough. For ground, I have Dugtrio. I think I've used him a couple times. He's pretty good. Donphan, I don't really remember using. Garchomp I definitely used quite a bit. He's pretty good. Actually, he's really powerful. Dugong for water and ice. I've used him. He was kind of decent, I suppose. He was good for the double battles on XD. I could spam Surf. I think he was on the team that I was really raising up, and he got a lot of good. He took a lot of hits and whittled down the points for me. I'm looking through some Pokemon here to see if I can think of any I haven't said. For Bug and Rock, I have Armaldo. I just used him on a team. He was pretty decent, especially against that annoying Cradily from Steven on Ruby. That thing is so annoying to me. You gotta set up the Confuse Ray, set him up with Thunder Wave if you have it, which I don't think I did. So I was like trying to flinch him, and I was trying to switch out, and I was trying to stat raise and lower his stats, because I was very underleveled on my Ruby. But I luckily got through it eventually. Corsola for Water Rock, and Cursula for Ghost, I believe he is. I don't remember using it. Eradicate for normal, don't really remember using it. Most things I've covered, I've said. Farfetch and Surfetch. Surfetch, I believe I use on Sword and Shield. Part fighting, pretty good. Fire flying, I have Ho-Oh, he's one of my favorites. Lugia for psychic flying, pretty good. team. I have, for Water and Fairy, I have Marill, Azumarill, the whole group. Pretty good. I think he had a downside that I didn't really like, though. I don't know if it was the stats or... Oh, he's defensive. I think that's... I'm not really a defensive type person. I like the speed and special attack mostly. I'll take a physical attacker, but it's got to have some speed. Or at least enough defense. Usually I like to outspeed him. So for Dark and Grass, I have Cacturne. I don't remember if I used him. Glalie, I don't think I've used. For Ice, Altaria for Dragon and Flying. He's pretty good. Hopefully I'll elaborate on him more on the Dragon video. For Fairy and Steel, I have Mawile. Pretty good, I guess. He got the Mega Evolution. I think that made him a lot better. I think he's one of those annoying Pokemon that I don't remember if I really used too much. For Dragon types, this is probably my favorite type, which would be Dragonite. He's also part flying. Like Kyurem a lot. Like Rayquaza. Zekrom Reshiram. Latios Latias, which I don't really remember using Latios and Latias all that much. Haxorus, Hydreigon, Druddigon, Garchomp, Goodra, Kommo-o, which is another fighting. I like all of those for the most part. Druddigon, I think, is probably the weakest of those, so I probably don't like him as much. Some of the others. For water, I have Huntail, Gorebyss, don't really remember using those. Giratina is going to be for Dragon. Dialga Palkia, like all of them. Really, any legendary that's a dragon is usually the mascot cover, and they usually make them pretty good. For Dark and Flying, there's Yveltal. Dragon Ground is Zygarde, pretty good. Especially when he gets his other forms, I believe he gets really good, which I don't think I've used too much, if at all. Dragon. Said Altaria, I believe. No starters. There's Mega Charizard X and Mega Sceptile turn into dragons. So I've used both of them. They're pretty good. Let's go to Steel types. I said Mawile. I said Aggron. Lucario. I said all three of those. Empoleon, I don't like too much. He's okay. I think that's pretty good for a good start here. I'm going to try to think on these and, organize my thoughts and make some more videos. Thanks for checking out the videos, guys.